All right, welcome to Media Day. We have Dallas Christian head coach Mike Wheeler join us today. His probably has to take, before he goes to sleep, got to take all them rings off his fingers because that's four in a row for him. State titles. It was a tough one last year in that title game, a 3-point win over that San Antonio squad. But man, talk about the ride you guys have been on. I mean, that's state title number 12. You've been in that title game over 20 times. You've won four in a row. Things are really looking up over there at Dallas Christian. Talk to me about just that whole run last year.
Well, it was an exciting run, coming off winning it 3 years in a row and only having two starters coming back. We always set our goals high, but we knew it was going to be difficult with just those two kids coming back. But we have a good program, and we develop our JV kids, and those kids stepped up and moved up. We had some bumps here and there, and we knew it was going to be a learning process and a process that hopefully we would peak at the right time. And I really feel like we did. We got the state championship game. We had struggled a little bit defensively throughout the year, and state championship game, we had some kids step up and play the best game of the year. So that was exciting to see, and I'm so proud of the kids and how they approached the season and the things they did accomplish.
And to see how important it is for your kids to keep that thing going because we talked a little last year before we even got into the title game how Luke, your Division I quarterback, playing with the hand all kinds of jacked up. They wanted him to shut it down for the whole year, and he's like, "No, I gotta keep doing this for the Chargers fans, and I want to do it for myself to get yet another ring." To see that kind of perseverance through some of your players and to obtain that goal again, it's got to make you proud as a coach.
Well, I'm extremely proud of those kids. You're talking about Luke. Most kids would have shut it down with the opportunities that he had to go on and play collegiately. But it just says a lot about Luke's character and his belief in our program and what he wanted to accomplish as a team, and then also be the first quarterback in the history of Texas to win four straight state championships, starting as a freshman. And but I think that was important to Luke, but I just felt like he wanted to help his teammates achieve something that some of them had never achieved before. And when you start about winning four, we had several kids that did win four state championships,
Right.
but you had some kids that was their first opportunity, and once you win one, it's just this feeling you can't describe. And I really believe that Luke wanted to help those kids experience that.
Well, they're going to have to do it this year without him, and also a lot of other skill position players that kind of graduated. What are you looking like for this year? I know you're just about ready to start going into spring practice in a month or so. Talk to me about who we should look out for and what kind of places you need to replace players.
Well, it's always it's a new year every year, and it's a new challenge. And people ask me, says, "Coach, you're getting older. How long are you going to do this?" But I enjoy the challenge. I love the game. I love being around young kids and hopefully, making an impact or having an impact in their life and help them grow as young men. But it's a challenge, and we know we have some holes to fill. Um, we got to replace quarterback, and you kind of get a little spoiled when you have a kid like Luke for 4 years. But we have some kids that we have some confidence in, and we've seen them grow and develop, and they're going to come in and compete for the job. And I think you don't want to sell those kids short and say they can't be a Luke Carney, because you always have to have aspirations to be a Luke or be better. But we feel real good about the quarterback position, and then we have a couple of kids, that got some time playing running back this past year. DJ Stanley, I think, is going to be exceptional. Jackson Barr, he played for us a little in the backfield. He's a starting linebacker. Uh, we feel like those two can carry the load. And then we have some young kids that played on our JV team and that are going to be really good. They're going to be sophomores, and we feel like they're going to be really good. But the strength of our team coming back is going to be our offensive line and defensive line. We started three sophomores on the offensive line this past year and a junior, so we get all of those back except for one. And there's some really good kids. we've got a couple kids I think are going to be special and have a chance to go and play at the next level. So, it's one of those things. You got holes, but that's part of coaching.
Let's talk about Jackson because I wanted to talk about him. He's you just kind of committed to him. We're not committed, but Toby might be playing both ways like he did last year. How do you have a percentage of time you want an athlete like that on the field so that he doesn't get burnt out? But or is he the type of kid that even if you wanted to take him off, he wouldn't listen to you anyway? I'm staying out here, coach.
Well, it's a mentality. I've coached at the 6A level before, and then I started out coaching in a small school, and it's kind of strange how it works. Kids in the smaller schools, they think they have to play both ways, and if they're not, then they're not doing what they're supposed to. Then you get to the 5A, 6A level, they don't think they should play both ways.
Right.
So it's just a mentality and how you get that across to the kids. But our kids expect to play both ways.
Well, it's that fun time of year where you get to learn about your players and be like, oh wow, I didn't really realize that this young sophomore could do these type things. Can't wait for August to get them started. So I appreciate you joining me, Coach, and good luck on the quest for the 5P, if that's even a term.
I don't know if that's a term or not, but that's one of the things here at Dallas Christian. You're always striving to get to the state championship.
All right, thank you for joining me, Coach.